everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're new and you happen to stumble across my channel. Hi, I'm Mand. I'm not always behind the camera, but this just seems to be what the few videos have been about. And yes, if you love all things like tarot and oracle card related, you like those kind of flip throughs, chatty kind of videos, and anything spirituality crystal related as well, then this is the channel for you. I'd love to have you part of it, so do hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and also hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. So you probably can tell, you don't need me to tell you, but this is Tarot in Wonderland. It's by Barbara Moore and it's illustrated by Eugene Smith. Now I have had this, I'm not even going to admit to how long I've had this. Okay, we're not even going to acknowledge that. It is still in order. It is all still in order, and I've like kind of flipped through the cards, but that's a long time ago. I cannot remember. So I thought, why not share this with you guys, because I have an idea, and maybe I might turn it into a video series. It's something that I want to kind of sit down and have a proper look at, right? So I love Alice in Wonderland. I think it's such an amazing story. I have some of the books there that I definitely want to reread. There's a whole thing. So this is a Llewellyn publication. This is a massive box, okay? It's really heavy. The guidebook is really chunky as well. I mean, it's definitely, I think anyway, from the Llewellyn decks, from the Llewellyn decks that I have, this is definitely the chunkiest guidebook. But that is, it's the really, the big magnetic clip, and that's the back. I know this was probably like popular a long time ago, but it's something that like I'm trying not to get too caught up in all the new decks that are coming out. I'm working with the decks that I have in my own collection, and it's great to have a big collection, but at the same time, sometimes decks go neglected as well. So I don't really want any of my decks to feel like left out. So this is the inside. It's quite glossy, okay, but it's like checkered. And then this is the hefty, and I mean hefty guidebook. I'm trying to get this out. Like, are you even? Oh my gosh! Like, it's a 360-page guidebook. Now I got this off Amazon. And I will take the cards out as well, and then that's just the inside. So I'm going to put that to the side. I do love Llewellyn decks, I'm not even going to lie, like I really do. So that's the cards. We'll put them to the side for a minute so we can just quickly glance at this. And I mean, it's a book, right? It's not even just a guidebook, it is a book, because that is hefty. And as per usual with Llewellyn, you always get the big pig. Oh my god, sorry. For those of you that don't know, I have a guinea pig. I had two, but unfortunately Al passed away last year. So I only have the one, and I know you're not supposed to keep them by themselves, but he is not the most agreeable of piggies. So, but he's happy and he's content and he's very cute. So that is the back of it, and I feel for me, like with like that whole inner child work, like Alice in Wonderland, it would be just like a perfect one. I know a lot of people use the Nicoletta Ciccoli tarot, but I'm not sure how I feel about that one. So let me know in the comments, do you have it? So this, I love the way they're as playing cards. So you've got the author and the artist. And my big sphere is, let me push her out of the way. And then you have like the contents. This is a lovely guidebook. It really is. And it is literally a book. It's not even just like a tiny little white book, or, Llewellyn always, like, their guidebooks are just some of the best, I have to say. And you have, identity, searching for wisdom, and then just a whole chunk of information, right, and how to read the cards, asking questions, like you strong beginnings, asking a question, picking a spread, shuffling, reversals and all that. And then you have about the suits. So I really feel like for those that are starting out, this would be a great one. So this is like all about how to read the cards and court cards. So, you know, if you're not wanting to be caught up in that, the traditional Rider-Waite Smith, and you want something a little bit more fun, this feels like it would be really, really fun practice. And then you have the major arcana, and I love this because they're all illustrated. It's all, it's gorgeous. You have the major, and then you have that, and so you have the Fool, so through the looking glass. And it really relates to the book. And then like you have your keywords. So I'm assuming your through the looking glass is like your upright message, and then down the rabbit hole is like not even a reversal, because there's no real reversals, because as we'll see in the cards in a minute. So yeah, that is like, it's chunky. It's really, really chunky. I feel there's nothing really missing in that sense. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing that you're like, oh. So you do have the pictures, it's just done very differently. So that is a chunky guidebook. I really like this. Oh, you have spreads as well at the back, so I know some people like that. Anyway, let's get into that. It's a heavy book, so if you're going traveling and you're thinking of bringing this book, maybe not. It's a heavy guidebook. So this, I'm gonna zoom you guys in. Nothing is like super professional here now, so we're just gonna deal with that. So this is the bags. They're really cute. I do like them. They're a bit, yeah, they are along the shiny. So you have Alice, the White Rabbit, and then you have the little drink me and the little pocket watch. And I'll just turn it this way so you can get a better glimpse of it. Oh. I love this. I remember flicking through this. Now, obviously when you buy this off like Amazon or wherever, it's all wrapped, it's all in plastic and stuff, but I just wanted to share this because I've had it for quite some time, and I'm hoping with doing a flip through like this that it will help me get my ass into gear with working with this. So as I'm flipping through the cards, I just wanted to share some of the ideas that I was thinking of doing. I was definitely thinking of like making my own Alice in Wonderland journal and really deep diving and working with this and kind of like reading the book while still keeping this in order so we can see how the cards relate with what's in the book. Do you know what I mean? So it's been quite some time since I've like read Alice in Wonderland. Like I do roughly know the story, but I've never read, believe it or not, Through the Looking Glass. And I don't know how many of us actually know that there are 2 books to the Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. Oh my gosh. But I'm also thinking of picking up the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. I don't think that's actually the name of it. It's by Lucy Cavendish, if I'm correct. But I'd love to get my hands on the Bubba Studio Alice in Wonderland Tarot. I think they have one, but that is out of print and it's far too expensive. So, you know, I like to find alternatives. I know Dame Darcy does one, but by the time I get it shipped from the US and customs and all that stuff, it's just absolutely way over what I would pay. Do I think it's worth it? Probably, but you know. These are so magical. I knew this would happen when I pulled it out, that I'd be like, yeah, I want to work with this. Like I want to deep dive into this. I want to get to know it on a different level. Do you know the way some decks, you're happy with just knowing the surface, right? You're just like, yeah, it reads, that's it. But with this deck, I feel I want to know like so much more, right? I want to, like, as they say, like deep dive. And I'm not the best, I'll be honest, like at setting time aside to just deep dive into decks. Life gets busy, and I know we can find all the excuses under the sun. I know we can, but I really want to this year really make time to get to know my decks on a much deeper level again than what I already do, because I've accumulated quite a lot of decks over the last especially 3 years now. I think we all went through that phase of like buy, but nothing was being used, right? So let me know in the comments, do you have this deck? Is this a deck that you've been wanting to add to your collection and now you're looking at it going, ooh, that's really pretty? Or I didn't, that kind of, I didn't even know this deck existed. So I'm so sorry if I sound slightly congested. The pollen is so high here in Ireland at the moment. Even though it's raining, so that should kind of dampen it down a small bit, but I feel like I sound a little bit congested still, but I'm sorry if you can hear me tap or scratching there. I'm trying to stack the cards. They are a bit glossy. I never did this card stock check, you guys. I'm so sorry. But it is a typical Llewellyn. If you have a Llewellyn deck, you know the card stock. It's exactly that. So now we're into wands. And I really like their decks. I really do. So I'm definitely wanting to get more Llewellyn decks. Here's me going, I don't want to buy too many decks, but I definitely want to look more into, into Llewellyn decks. Because one, I like the cardstock, and two, I like the size of their decks because it's just that happy medium. They're not too large, they're not too small. Because I find it hard to shuffle very big decks, and even the kind of, this is a little bit smaller than the standard size. I think maybe a bit wetter, but anyway. There's so much symbolism in this, right? And it also follows the Rider-Waite-Smith system. So even if you didn't want to start off with, an RWS, you can totally use this deck and still learn the traditional meanings of it while also having just a fun deck. And it's just so bad to have a beautiful deck like this. There's our guinea pig. He will forever be called Peanut because he looks very much like my guinea pig Peanut. So I'm going to call him Peanut. That's probably not his name. There's probably a name to him, but we're calling him Peanut. But yeah, it's an awful shame to have such beautiful decks in your collection and to just not use them, to even still have them in order. That's even worse, I think. Me, I'm talking about like personal experience here. That's just me. I kitty, I'm like the worst. And I'm normally in one way more conscious of the decks that I bring in, but sometimes artwork gets to me. I really enjoy art. I love being creative and things like that. So like, I hope that's picking up in the camera. Yeah, it is. The amount of detail that is in these cards, like, I don't know how they do it. Like, it's a pretty like sized card. I don't even want to say medium, but it's not overly large, but still the detail in this, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So I'm definitely thinking of doing like walkthroughs of all the decks that I own instead of doing one big deck collection. I know some people want to see that. So what I might just do is like an overview of all the decks that I own, kind of going through my bookshelf of decks. So this is the problem with me when I'm doing these chatty videos or walkthroughs. I tend to just like ramble. So apologies. These are such gorgeous cards. I just want to use it now. And now I want to do all the things that I'm wanting to do. And then I start it and then I get distracted by something else. So this is like story of my life. Story of my life. I have like 100 projects that I want to do. I'll start all of them, finish a few of them, and forget about the rest. So, it's just like my journal. I definitely do not have a whole pile for April, my April section in my own seasonal grimoire, Book of Shadows. And I haven't worked in my own grimoire in like forever, so I know the Tree of Swords is like a super sad card and it's all about heartbreak and all that, but like that cake looks delicious. That looks so good. I'm so curious to like read the book and flip through the cards, read the guidebook 100% because there seems to be a massive amount of information. Just looks huge, so it does. So let me know, actually, have you guys done like a deep dive with this kind of a deck, or how do you go about it? I feel like everybody takes a lovely different approach to it. Oh gosh, is that Humpty Dumpty? Wow. It's a bit intense, isn't it? No, I'm messing. I don't feel like this is trigger inducing. I always find these people with creatures' heads very odd. I know Chris Ann has one, is it the Curious Creature one? And I'm always looking back and forth on that one, and I don't know, because I love Chris Ann's decks. She does the Light Series Tarot and the Muses Tarot, and I love those decks. Oh my gosh, the Light Series more so. There's Humpty, he's back together again. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. Or Curious Creatures, sorry, that's what it's called, Curious Creatures. It's truly beautiful. I mean, honestly, the vibrancy, the detail, like you could definitely do several readings and get so much from it, right? You can get so much guidance. There's a lot of, like I said already, symbolism. It's not just, I feel like there's definitely a depth here. Like, I don't think you'd have to read the story to be able to use the cards, but I do feel like it'd benefit you to like read the Alice in Wonderland book and, you know, work with the deck as well. So, beautiful souls, that is the Wonderland in Tarot. I want to say Tarot in Wonderland. It is Tarot in Wonderland, but then the book is called Wonderland in Tarot. How am I only spotting this now? Do you see that? Anyway, whatever way you want to call it, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know in the comments below. If this is your kind of deck, are you going to pick it up? Are you intrigued? Maybe we could do a series of like reading through the Alice in Wonderland book and working through the cards and stuff. Maybe, you know, something that can be put into the pipelines down the work or something maybe. So yeah, let me know, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and I will chat to y'all real soon. Bye guys.